Hello and welcome to our first episode of Comment Chaos with me, Christian Rauchenwald. In case you're wondering, those streams or the Comment Chaos streams are live streams that will happen in the future almost daily, and that will basically give you an inside look into how it is to be a YouTuber. So showing you some of the other sides that are to being a content creator on YouTube. In this case, it's specifically about giving you some insight into like the comments that I receive, how I answer them, which should hopefully also provide you with additional information because often, I mean, there are like different kind of comments. There are comments for people or from people that don't watch the video at all and then ask the question that's answered in the video. There are comments from people that leave a comment for project A on the video from project B, but they're also very useful comments because as much as I try, I don't always manage to cover all the questions or everything that should go in a video in a single video. And then the comments often show basically, like the things I missed. And so this is kind of like a way, as I said, it's a live stream. It's going to happen recurringly. There is not going to be any scheduling. So on days where I have the time, I will do it when I would usually answer the comments. On days where I don't have the time, it will not happen. So if you don't want to miss out those kind of live streams that also give you a chance to connect with me in quotes, then I would recommend that you actually go ahead and, like, subscribe and enable notifications. So the bell icon, so that you get notified by YouTube whenever those lives happen. As said, they are like your best chance to get answers to your questions, but also see what other people are asking and see the naughty downside of the comments that I receive from like strangers on the internet that have nothing better to do than to judge what I'm doing or what we are doing or judge different projects. Anyway, as usual, since I'm gonna share my answers to specific questions, I have to point out that it's early in the morning, hard to recall the disclaimer. So, but like everything that I say in this live stream / video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, make your own conclusions or draw your own conclusions and make your own decisions. Yeah, so that's it pretty much. And with that, we can basically then get started. Now, as you might know, if you have, I'm gonna switch the screen here so you guys can see it. If you have been following me for some time and actually bothered to scroll below each video or some videos, you might have noticed that I would tend to reply to every single comment on my videos, which depending on how many views we're getting in each given month on the channel, actually takes up more or less time. So so the problem, however, is that with YouTube itself, it's a pain in the ass because if I, for example, were to reply to this comment here in YouTube, and then I would, and then that guy or woman would reply back, I would not see that reply. So it's impossible with the YouTube comment management to actually have a proper conversation, which is a real pity. Fortunately, we found a solution for that. It's called Agora Pulse, which is a social media management tool that integrates with, as you can see, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and a bunch of other things. We are, however, only using it for YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and like for different businesses and channels that we are operating. But so that allows me to actually see the full history. So if there would have been a reply and so on, which makes it easier. And like also, like as for the chat. So thank you everyone, or thank you all for tuning in. If you have questions, you can share them in the chat. However, I will answer them at the end and only if they don't take up like half an hour of time. Yeah. So if it's like too complicated of a question, I might just point you towards the right video. And so besides that, I hope you all have a great Monday. For me, it's Monday morning. For you, might be already Monday noon or afternoon. And a successful week ahead, I guess. Okay, so let's get started. We have the first comment to answer here on Irina's video about Pi Network KYC that she published last year in July, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so be careful. I did my KYC and it automatically locked me up for 3 years. I can't cash out even if it went live. I did not choose that. It did it on its own. Well, that's not how this works. How are we gonna friendly say you're an idiot? Because obviously it's like, there's a saying when you work in IT that is like 95% of all issues sit in front of the computer, and that's the case here. Because each pioneer, when they go through the migration checklist, have to set their lockup rate, and if they set it to 3 years, then that's what they selected. It's not automatically selected. So I'm gonna say that friendly. Yeah, German keyboard layout here. So I highly doubt that, considering that each pioneer has to pick their lockup rate as part of the migration checklist. Yeah, not much else to say here, because anyway, there are people that it's never their own fault, it's always somebody else's fault, and I already have the expectations that this might be one of those candidates. Moving on to the next comment, I'm getting an error when I try to sign up using Facebook for Honeygain using an Android phone. Is there a fix? So that would be about Honeygain, or actually earning crypto on your phone in this case. Interesting. So that's a video you can find on my channel. It covers, as mentioned, 3 different projects that pay you in crypto, which one of them appears to be Pi Network. That's why it's on the thumbnail, for just doing certain things or just having the app or so, yeah. In that case, the best answer would be honeygain.com. You can check, if you're not using Honeygain yet, I recommend that you check out the video that I made about the project, or actually the multiple videos by now. And from here, we're just gonna copy, okay, there is no, on the website it's not, so Honeygain Discord, because they have an official Discord, and just copy the link, and we don't need, we can keep it. Best ask in the official Honeygain. I hope the typing noises are not killing you, yeah, but yeah, not much you can do about them right now. Honeygain Discord community. So if it's a bug, and then the team gets aware and they can fix it. If it's something that guide us wrong, then the team can point them in the right direction, yeah. I passed my KYC verification, but my checklist hasn't updated and it's stuck. Yeah, is there anything I need to do? No, that's just a known bug. All you have to do is wait for the team to fix it. Okay, thanks for your efforts. Love seeing such comments. So yeah, I would like to individually answer each of them, but usually it just ends up like with like thanks for watching, and okay, now here on that I don't have a touch bar, so I actually need Emojipedia to get some smileys and people emojis. Yeah, so smiling face seems suitable. Copy, back we go, and yeah, not as nice as I thought, but yeah, thanks for watching. Can copy that, and so left that same comment under the same video, and astonishing 3 times. Yeah, please don't do that. So if you are like asking something in a comment, just ask it on one video and I'll definitely get to it. If not, then YouTube is simply not showing it to me, although Algora Pulse should still do it. Hi Emad, good morning to you as well. Yeah, and obviously hi Rahim. And yeah, so that's what I meant in YouTube. So like there is a comment, I reply to it, and then the guy replies again, and in YouTube I just wouldn't see it. It would not show up. I would have to uncheck this, which would then show me all the comments, and I would have to find where there is a reply, which is like super inefficient. I hope YouTube improves that so we don't need to pay for a third-party service in the future. But right now we have to pay for Agora Pulse, and it's worth it because, as you can see, it makes it easy. So that person originally made a lockup for 3 years and accepted it by mistake, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I answered. And then, so when first migration happens, how long do I have to adjust the settings? Yeah, so nobody knows when the future migrations will happen. So at some point it will be automated every, whatever, 2 weeks or every month or so. But until then, we don't know that yet. Yeah, but you can already, if you already got your first migration, you can already update your lockup settings, and then that will apply for future migration. So why not just update your lockup settings already now? Yeah, then it's done. And yeah, there we have one of those garbage comments. So like that's a video about EarnApp, by the way, and the app steals data. That's even blah blah blah. Why they can't publish on Play Store? Sorry guys, I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna sneeze in a second. Or okay, no sneeze incoming. Might come later. Hope I'll catch it so you guys don't get scared to death by the sudden peak in noise. Yeah, so EarnApp, I've made like I think a review, and okay now. So annoying when you know that you're going to sneeze, but then you're not sneezing. Yeah, but well. So EarnApp is a product by Bright Data. I've made at least 2 videos. One of them was just released, and they're actually super transparent now. I'm not sure if they're listed on the Play Store because Android is not my main phone, but so download, that would be for Windows, but I don't want to have Windows. Do we have another option? Okay, there is only Windows. I'm not sure if they even have another client yet for mobile, to be honest. Yeah, so they mostly have like clients for other stuff. Anyway, they're super transparent. All their company data and everything is, yeah, like visible on the website. They have like a public Discord server, and yeah, like so you can get all the answers you need there. Definitely nothing about stealing data or shady going on there. Yeah, yeah. It's always tricky when people comment like this because if I just call them idiots, it's obviously unfriendly. And if I just tell that's not true, it's like he said, she said. So usually what I tend to do, because one can never rule out that I'm wrong with something. So what I usually do, I'm sorry, I forgot actually to turn on some lights. 1 second. So lights, there we go. And yeah, what I usually do is like just tell them, you know, like show some proof. If you show some proof, then obviously we have something to talk about. So in this case, completely disagree. But if you are able to show any kind of proof, yeah, or at least solid evidence to, what's the English word for it? To, like, we can talk. That's also about EarnApp, about if EarnApp is paying in crypto. Nope, no. EarnApp offers payouts right now only via PayPal, Buys, or in the form of Amazon gift cards. Although for the gift cards, you need like to reach $50 in earnings first. Yeah, so that's that. Akashi missed the premiere. For those of you that don't know Akashi, which on YouTube is Fuad Ahmed, yeah, he's like one of our most loyal community members, yeah. Yeah, not sure if that was the same guy. So user profile, yeah. So garbage, useless comments all the way, yeah. Like, and because the comment is also on the EarnApp video, so I'm not sure how a global recession, not that I'm arguing with that, yeah, but how that's relevant. Because at the end of the day, you still get paid for the data you use. Then we have somebody that tries to share his Pi invitation code in the comments of my YouTube videos. Now, guys, don't get me wrong. Like, there are like a couple things that you really should think about. Like, number one, who watches a video that is like this one that was like 2 or 3 years ago, where I basically bought something indirectly from Amazon with Pi? It's people that already have a Pi account. Nobody else is gonna check out, okay, why I'm gonna, or a video about Pi or paying with Pi. People that don't have a Pi account would check out videos is like, is Pi legit or something like that. So that's number one. Number two, I spend a lot of time to make those videos, and then somebody just shows up and thinks he will then steal, in quotes, my success by just sharing the comment. Yeah, not gonna happen. Number three, I'm not an asshole. So if you have a comment, so if you feel like you wanna, for some reason, share your referral codes in the description or in the comments of my videos, well, then as long as you contribute, yeah, so write not just my invitation code is, because that just gets you rejected and the comment will not be visible to anyone, yeah. But if you write a real comment, so like maybe you answer one of the questions that I forgot to cover in the video and that many people ask in the comment, and then you mention, by the way, if you don't have a Pi account yet, consider using my referral code, then I have zero problems with it and I will always approve the comment, yeah. But people that just, yeah, like that's not working right now. View on YouTube. Sorry for the audio spike real quick. Yeah. So, pop, pop, pop. Okay, it's already hidden. Yeah. So it just didn't update in Agora. Yeah, it's also not a perfect tool. So yeah, like how do I do that? Then accept and hide if that works. Okay. Okay, now it's okay. So now it's accepted and now I'm just hiding it and then that comment is not visible to anyone. Yeah. So again, like I really don't mind if yeah, if you want a quick way to hide or to get banned on the channel are, by the way, things like how can I sell Pi? Do you want to buy Pi? I'm looking to buy Pi. I'm looking to sell Pi. All those questions just show that you paid zero attention to any of the information that is available in the app or in my videos and just get you banned because I'm not going to waste my time with topics like that. Yeah. Especially since it's so very clear if you bother to do like 2 minutes research what's the answer to that or why you get banned for stuff like that. Yeah. I have one, but it stopped working. We're talking about EarnApp. Yeah, what do you mean by it stopped working? Because that's also the next thing. Yeah, like if you have any issues with any of the apps you're using or so, or you have any problems and you really would like to get an answer, it doesn't matter if it's from me in the comments or somewhere else, it stopped working is not a proper issue description. It stopped working is like, yeah, that could be a million reasons. Like, does it not start anymore? Which device are you using? Like, if it's on a computer, is it running on Windows 10 or Windows 11? Do you get an error message or not? Did you try updating it? So, like, the more information you share when you have an issue, the more likely it is that you actually get an answer to the question. Because when it stopped working, I could now write a whole book here with like solutions for the most common problems or so, and none of them applies to you, so it wastes my time and it wastes your time. So yeah, but yeah, so we continue. 5 more comments to go on YouTube. Locked up all, yeah, like yeah, that's a comment. So like, oh yeah, now he mentions open mainnet. Yeah, so like just to be clear, Pi Network is already on the mainnet. That's, by the way, comment on the AMA. Yeah, and it's just right now on the enclosed mainnet, but it's already running on the Pi blockchain with mainnet wallets and everything. Yeah, just you're not allowed to sell or buy Pi coins in exchange for fiat, fiat or cryptocurrencies. Yeah, which is also, since that combination is like so or not that combination, since that information is so widespread and popular, it's also the reason why I'm not bothering to answer comments that ask that. So how can I buy? How can I sell? Do you want to buy? I want to buy. I want to sell my Pi coins. All of that just gets you permabanned on my channel because I'm not going to waste my time with those comments. Like really, I'm happy to help everyone. I'm happy to answer questions. That's why we here and there have an AMA. That's why we have a Discord community. That's why I actually try to answer every single comment. But if you want to make money from a project, well, then you should be willing to invest like 5 minutes of your time, like whenever there's a new update on the Pi app home screen, for example, and read that damn update or watch that short video from the core team to learn what's going on. Also, when you move through the migration checklist and it's like, hey, you have to agree to those terms, well, then read those terms because they clarify what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. If you are too lazy to do that, it's not my job to then answer that for you. Yeah, obviously I'm not addressing anyone here specifically. I mean, the people that or where that applies to should probably know. Yeah, I think like, I mean, I don't expect to see the open mainnet this year simply because on what I've shared in the AMA that you can watch if you haven't seen it so far. But yeah, like, yeah, seems reasonable actually. Not like a reasonable, but seems reasonable. Like maybe sooner. So I'm not saying that it will be 2025, but 2025 definitely seems like a reasonable duration. Until then, Pi would definitely have either completely failed or a lot of use cases and therefore a lot of demand, so that when the open mainnet launches, that people actually would also buy a lot of Pi, which is in the interest of every single user of Pi Network right now, because it would cause a higher value. Yeah. AlphaCon Master, 3 people good. No idea what that comment. Honestly, no idea what you are trying to say. Yeah. So also, I don't mind. I mean, English is not my native language. English is not the native language of a lot of the viewers on my channel. If it's just like a nice thumbs up comment, okay, then it doesn't matter if I understand it or not. Yeah, but thanks for watching. Anyways, so, but if you really have a question and English is not your native language, try using Google Translate or something. Yeah. So there again, we have the situation that there's actually a whole thread. I would not see that comment on YouTube itself, so which is annoying. I mean, I would see it in theory if I let's go there real quick. So YouTube, if I go through the notifications here, but it's impossible to answer comments this way as well. Yeah. Anyway, so that's why we use Agora Pulse. If you want to check it out, so if you also have a YouTube channel and you're looking for how to moderate it best, there's a link in the description down below that gets you there. And yeah, so yesterday I opened up the Pi browser, get what I can apply for KYC, didn't receive any notification, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm basically waiting mainnet migration. Congrats, same, but step 8 still purple and says in queue. And yeah, so there's nothing to say. So he basically just answered there and I can just mark that as done. So my KYC got accepted to mainnet, but now step 8 is still purple, not green. It means that you have to wait until the migration of your first coins happens. Yeah, and that same comment again, and that's really just such a time waster because it's that's the same one asked here and answered already, so I can just review that one. And with that, we actually answered all the comments. Now, before we address the one or two, there's actually no question in the chat, which is nice. So Raham, congratulations on completing your KYC. That's really great. And yeah, the rest was like quite not silent, but yeah, anyway. What else do we wanna, or do I wanna quickly show you guys before we move on? Hi Akashi, good morning to you. And yeah, so I know that most of you or many of you are into Pi Network and you're basically doing a lot with Pi Network, and some of you are paying, are actually gonna switch here. So some of you are paying a lot of attention to what's going on in Pi Network, and that's really great. Some of you are not, and are basically then still leave some in quotes obsolete comments on the videos or so, which is also okay as long as you're putting in some effort to get answers. So that's great, yeah. But what I also see is, like, based on the views on my videos, that many of you are actually just focusing on one project instead of like using more to your advantage. Now, not every project that I cover on my channel is valid or relevant for each of you. But to be fair, like, so from my personal opinion or experience, yeah, so I'm using Pi Network. I'm using a lot of other one-click-a-day apps, and many of them will fail and be worthless, which is perfectly fine. But some of them are not, yeah, like so. But besides that, I'm also using apps like, for example, EarnApp, which I made a video, which is here, up to $120 passive income. It's EarnApp Plus, which requires a Windows computer, but if you have a Windows computer, that's actually guaranteed to pay you $60 to $120 per year for just running an app. Yeah, I'm running bandwidth sharing apps. There's a whole section here about bandwidth sharing apps, and most of them, or actually, yeah, like all of them, I'm using, that basically pay you just for have them running in the background. Some of them are available to run on your phone. Some of them require a Windows computer. Some of them can run on a Linux machine or like a Raspberry Pi or something. So you should definitely check those things out, even if you then don't decide to sign up for it, because at the end of the day, there are like hundreds of dollars, like, I'm not saying per month, yeah, like that's not going to make you rich, it's not going to change your life. But if you combine all the bandwidth sharing apps together, if you're in a good country with a lot of demand for it, you probably look at, I don't know, $300 extra per year. So that's like almost $30 per month more in your pocket for doing nothing, for just having an app running. Where, yeah, I'm an idiot. I should share my screen again. Yeah. So yeah, so I was talking about like blah, blah, blah. Latest videos. So the EarnApp video here, that's about EarnApp Plus. Just look EarnApp Plus review, earn up to $120 passive income. So if you have a Windows computer, but other than that, just go to my channel and check the bandwidth and resource sharing apps and check the videos there. Because as I said, if you're in a good country, you might look at $300 in passive income that you get every year just for running the apps. Maybe you have a spare computer that's anyway running 24/7. Maybe you have a Raspberry Pi laying around, or maybe you just use the apps that you can use on your phone. And if you're in a bad country, well, it might still be an extra $50 or $100 per year. The thing is, since all those apps, other than the EarnApp Plus, vary depending on supply and demand, the only way to know is to try. So basically, go check out those videos about bandwidth sharing apps, and then just give them a try. And don't expect to see a lot of earnings in a week or two, but like, look at it for like 3 months and then just estimate how much you would make per year, and then decide based on that if you want or don't want to do it. Personally, I just recently finished recording another payout proof video for a bandwidth sharing app called Traf Monetizer, where it took me more than a year to reach the $10 payout. Yeah, but because the app is running on a computer that anyway is running all the day, and it's running with all the other bandwidth sharing apps, I'm not stopping that app now because it took me a year for $10. It's not a lot, but it still is an extra $10 every year potentially, or more if they get more clients and more demand. Yeah. And why would I not do that if all it takes is having an app running? But obviously, you make your own decisions, you do your own research. I'm just saying, like, even if you like, Pi Network is going to be the project that changes my life, don't forget to also check out other things, especially if they don't require a lot of effort, because that's what I try to focus the whole channel on, is like things that you can join without investment. So like Pi Network and so that have a reasonable chance, better than or a higher chance than winning the lottery to actually bring you money. As said, many of the one-click-a-day apps will probably fail down the road. Some of them already failed, and some of them will succeed. So if you use more of them, yes, it's an extra 5 seconds per day for each app to push a button, but it also means there's a higher chance that one of the apps that you're using will actually succeed and bring you some money. Besides the things that I cover on my channel that are about like, okay, no investment, just a little bit of time and not recurring time. So just like a few seconds per day or something like that. I also focus on passive income, which is where mostly the bandwidth sharing apps are playing a huge role because they're super easy. You install them, you have them run in the background, and then you just once per month check how much money you made. It's great if you get a payout every month, but it's also great if you get one every year because it's extra money for not doing anything extra. Yeah. And third, I'm covering projects that require, like one-time investment, but then generate income for you. That would be my videos about, for example, Helium Network, like having a Helium hotspot, then earns you HNT every day. And with some luck, HNT again increases in price once we reach another bull run. And suddenly the whatever $100 investment for the hotspot that it is right now, if you were to buy one, might make you a couple thousand. It might also not recover the 100. Again, there are a lot of factors that go into each project, but that's what I'm focusing on this channel. I'm focusing on projects where it's not like, oh, you have to pay a monthly fee or you have to watch hundreds of ads or complete surveys. So I'm really trying to share content with you that's either one-time investments, so smaller investments to get you something that then mines or generates crypto for you, reasonably small time investments like pushing a button once per day, doesn't really take a lot of time, or kind of like one-time effort and then lean back, like the bandwidth sharing app. So just set them up and then check your earnings once in a while. So that's what I'm saying. Don't forget, no matter if you are fully focused on one project, it definitely doesn't hurt to check out some of my other videos because there are really some projects out there that you're missing out on and that could bring you some extra money. Yeah. Now, Irina, so my wife just shared in the chat that one example of a project that actually turned out surprisingly well, that I actually expected to be not legit in quotes and fail, would be Alpha Network, which is also an app where you push a button once per day. And they actually launched their own exchange in quotes, which I also covered in a live stream and in a separate video. And personally, I've been able to withdraw, I think, $500 by now from that. Obviously, with referrals and so on, my earnings, they are higher than what the average user earns. But the payout history also shows that there are other users that were able to withdraw money from there in the form of USDT crypto. So yeah, like if you skip some of the projects, like for example, I completely missed CoreDAO, which was also a push a button once per day, which at some point I think traded at $40 per coin. So if you skip any of those projects, it might be the one that actually pays off big. Like obviously there are other concerns to consider, like for example, security aspects and so on, but then maybe consider, like, for example, we bought a cheap Android phone so that we can run the apps that don't have an iOS app, but I can also run the apps that I don't want to run on my actual phone because I'm worried they might do something or whatever. Yeah. So Alpha definitely put us in an awkward situation because it was one of the most obvious, that thing cannot be legit, but whatever, let's push that button anyway. Yeah. And I still don't think that it has a future, but they made the exchange, people can sell. There are apparently some people that believe in the project and that are buying, although, I mean, we're going to quickly look at that. So screen share, and that's the last thing we're going to do in this short stream. So it's anyway half an hour. So not mine, alpha.net exchange. Yeah. So mean, you can see there are 108,000 sell orders and still only 1,000 buy orders, and the value of the coin is at like 0.2 cents. It used to be initially at, I think, like close to $1 on the first couple of days when the exchange launched, but obviously with more and more people selling, and the buy order number is like that from day one. So either it's broken or people are not buying that much, yeah. But the value went down drastically. However, it's still got people money, and the project is still making progress, and there's still some people buying and so on. So yeah, so don't judge a book by its covers, or however you want to call it, yeah. But basically, yeah, like don't miss out on the wrong projects in quotes. Anyway, so that's it for our first episode of Comment Chaos or Comment Chaos Live. That said, those streams will happen in the future, yeah, like not every day, but on the days where I can fit them in. They will always be unannounced, so if you like, subscribe, enable notifications, you will not miss them. And then, yeah, they are a chance to get your answers to questions, but also see what other people are asking and so on. And they also a chance to see me with messy hair and without a hat, because they happen basically, yeah, shortly after I woke up, more or less, yeah. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a great Monday ahead, or already maybe behind you. And yeah, so just was reading the comment on the side. Yeah, so thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a great Monday ahead, and see you all either in one of this streams, or in one of my videos, or in one of the other streams that we're gonna add to that, however, will be scheduled, so you will see them in advance, that we're gonna add to our or my weekly or monthly routine. And yeah, till then, bye bye.